Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we unpack the science behind your everyday life. We've all been there. That deep, rumbling hunger before a meal, and the blissful satisfaction after. It seems simple, right? Your stomach tells your brain it's empty, and later, that it's full. But what if I told you that your nose plays a huge, and largely hidden, role in this conversation? What if the simple act of smelling your dinner could tell your brain you've had enough, even before you've taken a single bite? Today, we're diving into the groundbreaking discovery of the olfactory-satiety circuit, a direct line from your nose to your brain's fullness center that is completely changing how we understand appetite. So what is this smell of fullness? Recent research, mostly on our furry friends the mice, has uncovered a previously unknown neural highway. It connects the part of your brain that processes smells, the olfactory bulb, directly to a region called the medial septum. Think of the medial septum as an appetite control hub. When lean, healthy mice simply smell food, a specific group of nerve cells in this hub fires up almost instantly. The result? They feel a sense of fullness and end up eating less. Scientists call this anticipatory satiety. It's like your brain gets a heads up that food is coming and starts the I am getting full process early. From an evolutionary perspective, this is brilliant. It could have helped our ancestors limit their time spent eating out in the open, reducing their risk of becoming someone else's lunch. Here's where it gets really fascinating and incredibly important. This finely tuned circuit seems to break down in cases of obesity. When researchers tested obese mice, they found that the same food smells completely failed to activate those satiety neurons in the medial septum. The stop signal from the nose was lost. It's like the phone line between the nose and the fullness center has gone dead. This could be a massive factor in overeating. A healthy brain uses smells to help regulate appetite, but a brain with this dysfunctional circuit might not get the memo, leading to continued eating long after the body is physically full. Even worse, studies suggest that a diet high in fat and sugar can actually cause this damage, weakening the circuit and creating a vicious cycle of impaired satiety and increased food intake. But it's not just nerves, it's also a complex hormonal orchestra. A key conductor in this orchestra is a hormone called GLP-1, or glucagon-like peptide -1. You might have heard of it because of new weight loss drugs. GLP-1 is famous for making you feel full, and it's produced in both the gut and the brain. The big surprise was finding that the olfactory system itself has both GLP-1 producing neurons and GLP-1 receptors. When activated by smells, this can even help prepare the body's insulin response before you eat. And you guessed it, in obese mice, this GLP-1 response in the olfactory system is also impaired. It's not just GLP-1 either. Your olfactory bulb is studded with receptors for other key players, like leptin, the famous satiety hormone, and ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Your nutritional state literally changes how sensitive your sense of smell is. This circuit is part of an even bigger network. Your olfactory bulb doesn't just talk to the medial septum. It sends messages to the hypothalamus, often called the brain's master regulator of energy. It signals the olfactory tubercle, a key part of the brain's reward system. And it communicates with the orbitofrontal cortex, which helps you perceive flavor and the rewarding value of food. It's a complex web of communication, all kicked off by a simple sniff that ultimately governs our desire to eat. Okay, mice are one thing, but what about us? Well, we have the exact same group of nerve cells in our brains, and human studies have long pointed to a connection between smell and eating. You know that feeling when you smell pizza and suddenly only want pizza? That's sensory-specific appetite, but it can work the other way too. Some studies have shown that smelling certain scents, like dark chocolate, before a meal can actually decrease appetite and cravings. However, the response isn't the same for everyone. In some studies, when overweight individuals are exposed to food smells, they actually eat more, not less, suggesting their circuit is indeed impaired. Research also indicates that people with obesity may have a smaller olfactory bulb and a less effective sense of smell, which could delay that feeling of fullness and contribute to weight gain. So what does this all mean for the future? The discovery of the olfactory-satiety circuit is incredibly exciting because it presents a brand new target for tackling obesity. If this circuit can be damaged by diet, maybe it can be repaired. Future strategies might include something like olfactory training, a sort of physical therapy for your nose to restore the circuit's function. We might see aroma-enhanced foods, where the smell is manipulated to make you feel fuller, faster. Prolonged exposure to a food's aroma has already been shown to make people eat less of it. And, of course, identifying specific receptors like the GLP-1 receptors in the nose opens the door for new drugs that could target appetite right at the source. Unraveling how our brain smells fullness is a perfect example of how our senses are intricately woven into our fundamental biology. And by understanding these hidden connections, we might just find new ways to help millions live healthier lives.